Muy buenas tardes, mis amigos. Aquí estamos, sus amigos de Delgado Team. Y hoy tenemos unos invitados de honor, como es Ari Oroz de Reduced Fee Mortgage y Amber Rose Bierke, Realtor. Hello, welcome, guys.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my God, I was running, sorry. I'm out of breath. Amber, could you start?
Yeah, there was a customer downstairs, and as you know, you can always stop in here at the office if you have some real estate needs. So there's usually someone on site. Oh, the microphone. Sorry about that. There's usually someone here at the office that's happy to sit with you and talk about your real estate needs. So, Yvonne, you want to share a little bit about where the office is located? And
I need breath. One second.
oh my gosh. Well, let's introduce Eric.
Yes.
We have a special guest today. He's one of our favorite lenders here in the Twin Cities. I can say that his rates and service that they offer are fantastic, but let's give Eric a chance to introduce himself.
Welcome, Eric.
Welcome.
Thank you guys very much for having me. I do appreciate it. My name's Eric Oroz. I have a company called Reduced Fee Mortgage. And like they said, I mean, we're in the wholesale mortgage space. And so if you're not familiar with wholesale, just brief definition of that. Generally speaking, because we shop all the different lenders, our interest rates are going to be a little lower. We have access to things like pooled PMI that reduces mortgage insurance rates and a lot of different products to basically help more clients be able to buy a home who may not otherwise qualify.
And your rates are really low. What are the rates today?
Yeah, so nobody has said the word refinance in quite a long time. And about a week ago, we actually just did our first refinance marketing in a very long time. I pulled data on people that bought homes since about late September, and we were able to advertise a 30-year fixed rate at 5.75.
Wow.
And a lot of these people, as you know, probably closed in the sevens.
Or
seven and a quarter. Yeah, a little bit of
eights.
A little bit of eights. But bare minimum, at least seven and a quarter, 7.5. So,
wow, that's good news.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to translate now. Gente, ahorita los ingresos están bajando, está diciendo Eric, que muchas personas compraron su casa con arriba del 7%, incluso unos hasta el 8%. Ahorita están refinanciando muchas gentes con el 5 point something.
5.75.
5.7 fijo a 30 años, o sea que es un buen momento para aquella gente que tiene interés arriba del 7 para refinanciar y bajar sus pagos mensuales. What is your phone number?
So the best number to reach is 651-994-9494. That does ring to myself. It also rings to my team as well. Our goal is to make sure that nobody ever gets a voicemail. You're always going to get a live human. So that's the best number to call.
You're always responding back to me. Even in a Sunday night, he's texting me back. I mean, I love working with him. He's really, really good.
We love working with you.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Amber, you have questions?
I do have something unique about Eric, and we talked about this, is serving individuals that speak multiple languages right here in the Twin Cities. Of course, we have a diverse population. That's very important to Yvonne and I in our service and our offerings. Yvonne's bilingual, and I'm learning new languages all the time, thankfully, due to my network. So Eric, sounds like, reaching my communities and people that speak various languages throughout the Twin Cities is important to you and your organization. Can you share a little bit about how you help a diverse population here in the Twin Cities buying homes?
Yeah. So, well, for starters, we've worked with just a huge array of different realtors that speak different languages. I've had a pretty diverse background of loan officers that speak different languages as well. And we have a 24-hour day, 7-day a week interpretation service that speaks just about every language under the sun.
Nice.
So it really doesn't matter what language you speak. It's not going to be a barrier or a wall that's going to prevent us from being able to help you obtain financing for your new home.
I think that's so fantastic, and thank you for providing that service. It really sets the bar high for us in the real estate industry as companies continue to prioritize reaching out to the community, and we all should be learning how to speak different languages. So I applaud that service offering, and again, makes you a leader in the industry and makes you stand out.
Hey, I have to share something. His rates are the lowest rates I have seen in a long time from different lenders. I mean, his rates are always lower than everybody else. And actually, we have a client like a couple of months ago, like 2 months ago, 1 month ago, with Isaias. Remember?
Yes. Uh-huh.
That, I mean, actually, he wanted to buy a bigger house and he was approved by another lender, but he was maxed out, right?
Yeah.
How did you help him?
So yeah, I mean, honestly, it was really just the simple math behind it. Between the combination of the interest rate being lower and, like I had mentioned, pooled PMI, which reduces your mortgage insurance rates. Those two things stacked together saved enough money on his monthly payment that he was able to qualify for a lot more house. Yeah, so it gave him the opportunity to be able to buy a home that he might have not been able to get into otherwise.
And he has everything ready in 2 weeks. Oh my God, you are the fastest loan officer I know.
Arriba, arriba.
Sí, arriba.
Do you want to interpret?
Sí, I'm going to translate. Ok, les voy a contar, hace unas semanas tuvimos un cliente que estaba aprobado por otro banco, ¿verdad? Él quería una casa que costaba arriba de la calificación que le habían dado en el otro lugar. Un ejemplo, ¿no? La casa valía 309 y la que él quería, y el banco dijo solamente calificas para 300. Bueno, lo mandamos aquí con Ari, y él lo calificó para la casa que él quería, incluso para más, con un interés muchísimo más bajo, y lo aprobó tan rápido como en 2 semanas. En 2 semanas ese préstamo estaba listo. He's really fast.
We try.
Rápido. Amber Rose, any other questions you have?
Yeah, it looks like there's a question coming in.
Okay.
The viewers want to know what to expect in the housing industry for 2023. What's coming up? What are we anticipating for next year?
Who wants to take that one first?
You two.
We'll start with me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, a lot of the governing bodies that are projecting where rates are going and things like that, who have a lot more data, a lot more statistics, and probably are a lot more well qualified than I am to speak to that subject. Without a doubt, the general consensus, rates are moving down. Fannie Mae, MBS Highway, Barry Habib, I'm sure you're probably familiar with who that is. He's a big name in the lending industry. And their original projections were looking at probably like 4.25% to 4.5% interest rates.
Wow.
By Q3 of 2023, so less than a year away.
Rates are coming down.
Wow. And so that's going to bleed into another topic that we'll probably talk about a little bit later, which is, a lot of people hit the pause button on buying homes because of rates being a little bit higher. Is that the correct move or not the correct move? And we'll talk about that.
Hey guys, we have another really great question. Eric, this one's for you. What is the difference between going to a wholesale mortgage broker versus going to a retail bank or lender?
Right. So that's kind of a loaded question. But I'll give the best brief answer that I can give to that. So the biggest difference is if I'm working for retail or a correspondent lender, and by the way, I have a lot of great friends and I know a lot of awesome loan officers in all spaces of the industry. So this isn't a dig on anybody, but when I'm part of retail, my rate sheet is my rate sheet. And so whatever it says my 30-year fixed rates are on a conventional, that's what they are. And there's really no getting around that. The biggest difference in the wholesale space is we get to determine which lenders we want to work with. So it gives us the ability to sign up all the top lenders in the nation and shop those lenders to get you the best rate.
Yeah.
That's one element of it. The other element of it is there are lenders that have retail and they have wholesale. So what's the difference between those two? Like I've had a lot of clients ask, we don't currently use Rocket, but if we did use Rocket wholesale, they're like, well, why would I go through you? Why wouldn't I just call Rocket Mortgage directly? And I'll tell you why.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference. And the quick math behind that is this. When you're dealing with retail, it costs them a lot of money to generate one deal. They spend millions of dollars per month in marketing, tens of thousands of square feet of physical square footage that the employees work in. You have area managers, regional managers, branch managers, closers, post-closers, compliance people. There's a lot of people getting paid on one transaction. In the wholesale space, we don't have all that overhead. If Yvonne has a client that needs to get pre-approved, as an example, sends that client to me, and we take that client to that particular lender, it costs them $0 to generate that particular loan. They didn't spend millions of dollars, right?
Fantastic. Yvonne, can you translate, please?
Ok, claro que sí. La diferencia de trabajar con un banco normal a un broker, como es aquí nuestro amigo Eric, es de que él tiene las opciones de trabajar con... How many banks do you have?
30 something.
Tiene más de 30 bancos para escoger el mejor interés del momento. Cuando usted está aprobado para la compra de una casa, él va a escoger el interés más bajo de todos esos bancos que él a elegir, ¿no? Entonces, lo que haría que usted califique para más dinero, un pago menor, incluso me ha ayudado con varios clientes que en otros lugares estaban aprobados para cierta cantidad, con él han calificado para mucho más, incluso el pago les ha bajado hasta $300 comparado con otros lugares. Entonces, les conviene, amigos, él tiene demasiados programas, no solamente los que siempre mencionamos como el de primer comprador, tiene una infinidad de préstamos para toda aquella gente que, por ejemplo, no pueda comprobar ingresos. Tiene un programa de bank statements que solamente se muestra los ingresos que ha hecho, o sea, los depósitos que ha hecho en los últimos 12 meses, y él puede ayudarle con un programa de estado de cuenta bancario. I was talking about your programs that you had, the bank statement program.
Ah, yes.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And right in alignment with a question we have from Ross asks, if you have any good first-time home buyer programs other than the traditional stuff that everybody's always talking about. So you're bringing up programs, Eric, you're bringing up programs. What do the viewers need to know? Like, I mean, I think people just feel like they're getting shuffled into like one program or one pitch.
Yes.
I know Eric looks at each situation very uniquely, but if you can speak to that from a lender's perspective.
Yep. So I would say no matter what state you live in, whether it's Minnesota or other places around the country, typically the go-to first-time home buyer programs for most lenders are going to be the bond, what they call the bond programs. Minnesota, for example, Minnesota Housing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with Minnesota Housing, but it's a lien against the property. So if you sell your home a year from now, 2 years from now, you're paying that money back. If you want to refinance because interest rates drop down in the fours, like we talked about, you're going to have a problem. They don't subordinate that. So there's two primary first-time homebuyer programs. I'll keep it short and sweet. The first one, and this is, I would say, the biggest deal that just rolled out in the last month. We have conventional for first-time homebuyers. If you make up to approximately $150,000, all the hits from a conventional loan are now removed. So, in other words, just to say it plainly, if you have a 620 credit score and you're putting 3% down, you're going to get the same interest rate as somebody who has an 800 credit score who's putting 40% down. So the interest rates are insane. So we've been able to take a lot of people that are qualified for FHA at some other lender, we're flipping them over to conventional, getting them a lower interest rate, lower mortgage insurance, and wiping out that 75% upfront fee. It's the preferred one. If that doesn't work, if they don't have any money to put down, the biggest difference with our grant program is it's non-repayable. It does not go against the title of the home. It's truly free money. Everybody says there's no free lunch. You're wrong. You're actually incorrect. There is free lunch.
I like free lunch.
Yep, this is free lunch, except it's like a lot of free lunch because you can get $16,000, $17,000. And
$17,000?
It's just 3.5%. So if
Wow.
the 3.5% turns out to be 17 grand, you get 17 grand. It is like your family or friend giving you the money and telling the person, don't worry about paying me back. It does not go against the home. If you sold your home in 7 months, you don't owe a penny. If you refinance 6 or 12 months from now, you don't owe a penny. And so that's pretty much the quick story.
That program is for any county in Minnesota.
Yep. In fact,
Wow.
it's nationwide,
Nationwide.
except for like Washington, I think maybe is like the only state.
Okay, let me translate that one. Ok, mi gente, tiene un programa especial. Ustedes ya saben que hay el programa de primer comprador del estado de Minnesota que les da dinero de ayuda, pero usted lo tiene que pagar cuando vendan o refinancien. Él tiene 2 programas ahorita. Uno de ellos que me encanta, que es el dinero gratis para tu down payment. Te pueden dar hasta $17,000 para la compra de tu casa en todo el estado de Minnesota y aparte en todo el país. Él trabaja haciendo préstamos para todo el país. O sea, que si tienen un familiar que vive en California, en Chicago, en Nueva York, le pueden llamar a él para que pueda darle esos programas de ayuda, ¿verdad? No tienen ni que venir aquí, todo pueden hacerlo por fax, por email, ya toda la tecnología nos ayuda con todo eso. Ese programa funciona para toda la gente que no tenga un ingreso mayor de $120,000. Si tienen preguntas, si pueden calificar para ese programa, nos pueden llamar al 612-578-9762. Y también el otro programa que tiene, que es para la gente que tenga un puntaje de crédito 620 y quiera poner el 3% de down payment, le dan un mejor programa con un interés súper bajo y le cuenta como si su puntaje de crédito fuera de arriba de los 800. O sea que, ¿qué mejor programa que eso? No pierda la oportunidad, compre ahora, nunca es tarde, todavía puede comprar. When we can close is we, I mean, is we give you, somebody goes today to your office and fill out the whole application and bring all the documentation. I find a house for him tomorrow.
Yeah.
House we can.
So, well, as Isaiah will attest,
yes.
Yeah, conventional, the first program I described, no problem. Like underwriting times 1 day. The appraisals are coming back very quickly now. So I don't like to say, hey, 2 weeks on a purchase agreement, but can we do it? Yes, we can, and we have. And
we can close on New Year's.
We're doing it. We're doing it all the time. Okay. Now the DPA, we do like to ask for a little bit of extra time, right? Yeah. So I would say, like with the down payment program, we like to ask for 3 to 4 weeks, but it's still fast.
Okay, si usted quiere comprar una casa súper rápido porque ya se tiene que salir donde está viviendo, ya se cansó de vivir con la suegra y el suegro, él tiene un programa que si usted pone su down payment, puede cerrar tan rápido como este fin de mes, 31 de diciembre. Y si no, bueno, si requiere el programa de ayuda, sí requerimos unas 3 semanas, 4 semanas para poder cerrar el préstamo.
Okay, guys, we got more questions coming in. Okay, David wants to know that he's saying he would like to renovate his basement and looking for some additional funds to do this on their own. What's a good solution to get money to complete the project? Do you have any renovation offerings? I know that you mentioned people are refinancing possibly. So could they consider a refinance, taking some of that money for renovations, or shed some light on that on the renovation side?
Yep. So first and foremost, I mean, we're always going to look at what they're trying to accomplish, how much money they're trying to take out, what is their equity position in the property. If we can get them a quick, so we have an instant HELOC, we like to call it. Literally takes 3 days.
I love the HELOCs.
3 days?
Literally 3 days. If anybody needs an equity line, we literally give you this link. You fill out a few basic little things in there. And 3 days later, you're going to have the money sitting in your checking account.
And a lot of people have equity in their home.
Yes, right now, yeah.
More equity in homes than there's ever been in U.S. history. So that's the first line of defense, just us looking out for the client, especially if you have a 2.5% interest rate or anything along those lines.
Yeah.
We're not going to try to mess that rate up if we don't need
100%.
to. So that's the first line of defense. But yes, we have a full array of renovation products. So if equity line is not an option for whatever the reason might be, we have a number of conventional renovation products. Of course, a lot of people know about FHA 203K. That's another option. But we actually do have a veteran-specific renovation products as well. So we have VA renovation loans, and just like any VA loan, goes up to 100% of the home's value. Now, the biggest difference between doing an equity line versus a renovation, equity line is based on what your home is worth right now. Renovation loans are going to be based on the value of what your home will be worth after you complete the renovation. So if you're doing something that's going to increase your home value $80,000, we're going to use that increased $80,000 value as what we're basing those numbers on.
Okay. That's so fantastic, and it's getting super technical. Yvonne translates.
Okay. Bueno, estamos hablando, alguien mandó una pregunta acerca de que si tú tienes una casa y quieres renovar o terminar tu basement, si él tiene un programa para estas personas. Bueno, sí tiene uno de ellos sería un préstamo sobre la casa, ¿verdad? Donde te puede dar cierta cantidad de lo que haya ganado la casa de valor para que tú puedas arreglar tu basement o terminarlo, hacer lo que quieras, tumbar paredes, renovar toda la casa. Él tiene ese tipo de programas. También hay un programa que tiene para veteranos de guerra, donde si ellos quieren renovar su casa, él tiene un programa que le prestan hasta el 100% del valor de la casa. Entonces, súper rápido. Lo que estaba mencionando, si usted necesita un préstamo urgente, ya tiene una casa, ¿verdad? Y quiere un préstamo para renovar o hacer cualquier otra cosa que usted quiera. Tiene un préstamo que le da en 3 días se lo aprueban. O sea, en 3 días está usted recibiendo ese dinero. Your phone number.
Again, 651-994-9494. That rings to me directly. That rings to my team as well. My team has an average of 15 to 20 years of experience, so they're all like...
They're really nice.
Thank you. Yeah, really try to hire nice people. But they're equally important. They're very experienced, and they all know what the heck they're doing.
People is calling. I already have 2 phone calls. Ahorita los llamo, ahorita.
And
We call them after the show.
we are getting more questions right now, and our phone is ringing. However, thankfully, we have teams that can service all our viewers, our customers, and those interested in buying homes. My name is Amber Rose. I personally work in commercial real estate. So if you're thinking of starting a new business in 2023, you are welcome to give me a call. My direct phone number is 612 207 8541, 612 207 8541. Now, I got into real estate in 2009 working with real estate attorneys. And I know sometimes real estate can get a little bit technical, which I think when we're talking with our lenders, they start saying terms, words that we're not familiar with in our day-to-day lives. So I encourage people that are looking at any real estate asset, whether it's land, residential, commercial, give us a call, come sit down with us, have a cup of coffee. You're welcome to come to the Chanhassen office here, meet with me, meet with Yvonne, meet with a member of the team, because it is technical. So having a plan in place is super important. And we also had a question from one of the viewers that, people aren't always comfortable talking about what their plan is or what their financial portfolio looks like. And so I think when you come in and you meet with us, not just talking to us over the phone, it kind of takes some of that anxiety away, because the reality is we're all human beings too. We know about real estate. We know about financing and lending because we've all invested in real estate on our own, and we've all been there. Like, we've all been beginners. So I just want to encourage people to give us a call, actually take down the numbers, come sit with us at the office. You might have some fun right away. We'll offer you a cup of coffee, but then we can talk about these programs that are very, very specific to you.
Your phone number?
612 207 8541. But I do want you guys to know that people are saying out in the marketplace, like things are changing every single day. So people have anxiety when it comes to real estate. So, what's ways as professionals that we can do a better job working with people and getting the information out there? I mean, maybe some of the viewers have ideas that we can listen to too, because we always want to be better professionals. But, how do you guys work with your customers? How do you teach, educate? What's the best way when people are anxious to talk about, maybe they lost a home in the past,
yes,
and they're hesitant to get back out there. Maybe it's a family that their kids have graduated from high school and they're looking at downsizing. Those conversations aren't always easy. So how can the viewers count on you to make those conversations comfortable?
Yeah, so I'll start by saying I think you definitely hit the nail on the head with the word educate. Education is really the key to everything. As the old saying goes, we don't know what we don't know. And, this is what we're doing all day, every day. Amber is dealing with real estate. Yvonne's dealing with real estate. They know a lot probably that I don't know about their sector of the universe. I'm dealing with lending solutions all day, every day. That's all we do. And so much of it is really just educating and just taking the time, like we're doing right now on this amazing show, to get the word out into the universe, to let people know like what things are out there, because things do change constantly. And so by putting the word out, you guys become aware of things you probably didn't know that hopefully can benefit you in the future.
Yes, and also I want to mention that you have a program for investors, for people who wants to buy a building, right? 4, 6 units, 8 units, like Amber Rose can. Yes, 20. Okay, tell me about that program. Un moment. Gente, él tiene un programa, si ustedes quieren comprar arriba de un edificio de 5 departamentos, 8 departamentos, hasta 20 departamentos, él tiene el préstamo. Okay, tell me about that program.
Yes. So historically, with conventional investment loans, typically is 1 to 4 units. That's what you're limited to. You're limited as to how many properties you can own. And what Ivana is referring to is something in the market called a DSCR loan. It stands for debt service coverage ratio, if anyone cares. And basically what that loan has done is a few different things. One, it broke into what used to be the commercial sector, because now you're not limited just on the 1 to 4 unit. It became 5 to 8 unit. And now we actually have a lender coming around the corner who will do up to 20 units.
Wow.
And that should be in place in the next probably week or so. And so we've taken what was historically definitely commercial and made it feel like residential. The other aspect of it is your income has nothing to do with it whatsoever. Whether your tax returns and your W-2 showed $2 million last year or whether they showed $27.
Really?
Really, doesn't matter. And so it's very commercial-like in that regard. They're focused on the property itself, not you individually.
What about the down payment?
Down payment on those typically 20%.
Oh, that's good.
1 to 4 units. Yep. So just like any other investment
Yeah,
property
right.
in the conventional side of things, if you are doing a 5 to 8 unit, they require another 5% down.
25. Let me translate. Ok, el programa que tiene, el de hasta 4 unidades, 4 departamentos, no te va a pedir ingresos. Podrías haber ganado, como dice, 2 millones o $27,000 en tus taxes. Tú puedes comprar ese edificio con el 20% down. También si quieres un edificio de 5 a 8 unidades, solamente estás poner el 25%. Y no, tampoco te van a verificar los ingresos. Porque muchos de ustedes clientes de nosotros que ganan muy bien, pero bueno, a la hora de hacer sus taxes, pues declaran muchas pérdidas, ¿no? Porque también hay gastos. Pero con él podemos comprar estos edificios que mucha gente quiere ser dueño de su propio negocio y qué mejor que tener una propiedad de real estate, ya sea para departamentos, ¿no? Y si ustedes quieren, también mi amiga Amber Rose se encarga de ayudarles a buscar lo que es restaurantes, bares, iglesias, todo eso. Ella me ayuda, ahorita está ayudando a unos clientes de nosotros a comprar un restaurante. I was talking about you helping people buying commercial real estate.
Yeah, and I think that is also, we talked about coming in and sitting with us. So there are documents that the lenders are going to want when you are applying for financing. And our team is happy to sit down with you, get you familiar with documents that you need to fill out and get you through the process so that you are not working alone. And that's the importance of lenders and realtors working together and building those relationships, because we're literally with you from the start of the process all the way to the end. It is so fun when a new business opens, whether it's a bridal boutique or a new bar, a new restaurant, and we get to sit with the new owner and help them with their grand opening and things like this. So, sometimes we work with people for 2 weeks and sometimes we work with people for 2 to 3 years. And I'm sure you guys see that on the residential side too. So Eric, I know that you've got some questions coming in on your side of things. Did you want to touch on any of the viewers' questions that you have?
You have a question there?
Oh, no, Eric, I thought you had a viewer that was texting you.
Oh,
any questions coming in on your side?
No, but I will add one comment.
So yes, please.
Not to get off topic, I will say on the DSCR, in terms of documentation, there really is none. It's almost like the easiest way to say it. Everybody has heard of stated loans, which largely went to the wayside. DSCR is pretty much a stated loan. So there's like driver's license and insurance and there's not a lot of
documentation. Para ese programa que está
so,
diciendo él, solamente va a estar su seguro social, su licencia o pasaporte y el 20% o el 25%, y usted tiene el préstamo para comprar su edificio comercial. Wow, that's a good one, huh?
However, I do want to speak to that. Again, I came from the real estate law side of things. So it's so important that when you're working with us and you're working with your lenders, that you're making sure that you're talking to your financial advisors and your accountants and things like that, not to get overwhelmed, but make sure that you're making informed decisions. And I think it's really important at the beginning of the process. Again, stop in, share with us about your goals, your ideas, your families. We really want to get to know our customers so that we can work with you to make really good, sound financial decisions, because buying real estate can literally change your life. And a lot of people have bought one home and then it's so much easier to buy the second property or the third property. So there's people out there that might be exploring investing in commercial real estate. Now, I know that Eric does offer some commercial lending options. I don't know.
Mixed use. Yeah, we definitely have mixed use property options.
And mixed use is so fantastic because you can see the income and you can see the expenses. You can ask the previous owner, what is the income coming in from this property, so that you can make an informed business decision. So again, just my style is I'm very analytical, and I'm also a business owner and a decision maker in my family and in our household. And we want to use real estate as a tool to generate wealth for years to come. So making sure that you're coming up with a plan and then working with your advisors and professionals. And we, by all means, like to sit around at the round table and come up with the best ideas and the best strategies. And I do think that takes some of the anxiety out of the process. Again, we deal with this all day, every day. So it's like popping in to see your doctor. Your doctor is never intimidated to see you. They're happy to see you.
Okay, I have a question. Eric, how low in credit scores you go? I mean,
so we do have programs, government programs, FHA and VA, that can go down as low as 500 credit score.
500 puntos de crédito puede darles un préstamo. The down payment is 10%, right?
Correct. So yeah,
Okay.
with FHA, if you are between 580 down to 500, it's a 10% down payment. But down to 8 credit score, it's just the regular 3.5%. So nothing changes.
O sea, que si usted tiene menos de 580 puntos, puede darle un préstamo con el 10% enganche. Si tiene arriba de 580 puntos, pues el 3%. Tell me something. If somebody has a house right now, and they want a bigger house, but they don't want to sell this house, what will be the next program they can get?
Yeah.
Translate the question.
Oh, sí.
That's a good
Estoy
question.
preguntando si una persona ya tiene una casa ahorita, pero ya quiere una casa más grande, porque muchos de nosotros compran una casa pequeña, pero ya creció la familia, entonces buscan una casa mucho más grande sin vender la que tienen en este momento. Okay?
Yeah. So few different things we're going to look at right out of the gate. First and foremost, if they're trying to maintain or retain the property that they're living in and move into a new property, we can immediately use rent income off the property. Yes, right away. It used to be that you did have to have a 2-year landlord history to use that income. That rule luckily went to the wayside quite some time ago. And so now we can have a lease agreement on that property, and we can actually utilize that income right out of the gate to help you qualify for the new property.
Wow.
I guess that also opens the door, maybe just speaking a little bit about the bridge loans that we've talked about before. So we have a bridge loan that can utilize the equity of the home that you're in right now in order to put a down payment on the new home. So the way that works is, the bridge loan. Well, okay, I'm sorry, my apologies. The bridge loan would be more if you're selling, planning on eventually selling, but it allows you to tap into the equity to put the down payment on the new home. Now, if you're retaining that current home, then you would probably just do an equity line, to pull the money out that way. For the down payment.
And the down payment would be like 3%, 5%?
For the new property? So as little as 3% on conventional.
Okay, entonces, usted puede tener esa casa que tiene
I have to
ahorita.
throw one thing in there. Unless it's USDA, VA, or the no money down program, then it's 100% financing. Sorry, I should have said
Okay, you can use, you have a house, right? You buy it as an FHA loan. But now you want to buy a ranch, like an hour away. And you are going to move into the new property, and you can use a USDA with 0% down.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, bueno, esta es una nueva. Si usted ya tiene una casa, por ejemplo, en la ciudad, y mucha de nuestra gente se está moviendo a las afueras porque quiere un más terreno, 2, 3, 4 acres, pues puede ser una propiedad que sea como llamada rural. Entonces usted podrá calificar con el 0% enganche. Es decir, usted no tiene que poner down payment porque va a dejar la otra casa rentando. Ellos le van a contar ya la renta sobre la casa que va a dejar, y puede comprar la siguiente propiedad. Si usted califica para esos programas, puede volver a empezar con el 0% down siempre y cuando sea en alguna zona rural, o si no, hay otros programas con el 3%. That's a good one. I didn't know you can do that.
Yeah.
O sea, que yo no sabía que se podía hacer.
Can we talk about vacation homes?
Yes.
I mean, this time of year, everybody's going on vacation, and who doesn't want a vacation home? You guys provide lending. What do you guys see? And can you help people buy a second home or get a vacation home, even if it's not in Minnesota?
Yes, we have several friends that work in other states.
Especially Florida?
Florida, yes.
We got friends in Florida. Hello to our friends in
Florida.
Florida.
We're licensed in Florida
Texas,
as well. I think you guys know that. We're licensed in Texas, Virginia, Colorado, Maryland, Michigan,
Minnesota, that
Washington, Oregon.
10% down? Oh, for vacation home.
Yes. So one thing I'll speak to there, it was a pretty major change, and it's not a good one, to be honest with you, in the industry. I will say the pricing on second homes used to be very much like buying a primary residence. In fact, there really was no difference if you were buying a home that you're living in full-time versus a second home. The interest rates you were going to get and the fees were pretty much identical. they made a change where now it's priced like a rental property. So
But it's still okay.
it's still okay. I mean, it's
But what does that mean? That it's priced
1%
like a
higher?
rental?
I mean, the rate.
meaning that if you're buying a home that you know you're going to be renting out, it's going to be the exact same interest rates as if you're buying a second home. There's no difference at all. So,
Oh, wow. Entonces, si usted vive en Minnesota y quiere comprar una propiedad de vacaciones como en Florida, en Texas, en California, o a 4 horas de aquí a irse a una cabaña, él tiene un programa que usted pone su 10% down y puede comprarla en cualquier estado de Estados Unidos. Wow.
Okay, there's a question from one of the viewers, and they're mentioning that everybody's saying it's a good time to buy right now. It's a good time to buy right now, and I'm sure consumers get so sick of hearing that because they feel like it's a sales pitch.
Sounds like a used car sales pitch, right?
Yeah, and they're saying that we actually said that. So, why is it a good time to buy right now? My answer, and then I'd love to hear your guys' answer, is all about your situation and us as professionals seeking out the best programs and the best opportunities for you at that time. And that's why it's always a good time to buy, is because there's always programs out there that, based on your situation, the marketplace is literally shifting. And that's why real estate is so addicting. Eric, your thoughts?
Good answer. I'll speak to that. That is really can be a very in-depth, complex answer. I'll try to keep it brief and to the point. But first and foremost, let's look at a little bit of history. Yes, just like the stock market, housing prices, they have the ups, they have the downs. But over the course of time, you used to be able to buy an amazing home for, let's say, $200,000.
Yeah.
That home costs $1 million now. You can't argue with that, right? The value of the dollar is not going up; it's going down, and that part is not going to change over the course of time. Second, if you look at history, look after the Great Depression, all those people that got liquid, bought all those businesses up for pennies on the dollar, got uber wealthy, right? Mm-hmm. So when is the best time to buy? When there's a lot of confusion, when there's blood in the streets. I don't know if that's the right term, but it's true. Don't do what everybody else is doing. You want to do what everybody else isn't doing.
Going against the grain.
Going against the grain. Now, in regard to this current situation and the context of where we're at right now in the market, it is a good time to buy, because let's not forget, when interest rates went crazy low, combined with the issue we were having with supply and demand, you had every single home in a metropolitan area had 10, 12, 15 offers. People were offering cash $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 more than the asking price of the home. That's gone. You're not in that anymore. Mm-hmm. You're putting an offer in. You're usually getting your offer through as long as it's semi-reasonable. Yeah. You're not battling 10 other people. We're back to being able to accept not only conventional offers or cash offers, but you can get an FHA offer through, a VA offer through. Yeah. We're back to having seller-paid closing costs, which probably would lead me to talking about buy-downs. We have seller-paid buy-downs. It does not come out of your pocket as the buyer. It's paid by the seller. And so, for example, the conventional program I just talked about, let's say if the interest rate's 5.75, we have the seller pay for a 3-2-1 buy-down. So now your starting rate year one is 2.75, year two is 3.75, year three year one is 2.75, then 3.75, then 4.75. So we'll take all the way to year four until you ever see that 5.75, and then it just becomes a regular 30-year fix. Well, everybody knows, I think it's pretty common knowledge that probably sometime over the next, let's say 12 to 18 months, rates are coming down anyway. So you don't want to buy when the rates come down. You want to buy while the rates are a little bit higher, because that is going to allow you to get a better deal on the home at a lower price and get seller paid closing costs. And you can take advantage of this new product that rolled out and the 3-2-1 buy down. You stack those two things together. Now you just got the home you want for the price that you want, and you got the payment you want and the interest rate you want. And you have plenty of time to refinance out of that if you're worried about that 5.75 coming to fruition 4 years from now. You're going to have all kinds of time to get out of that. So That's my answer. Right now,
And make
right now
sure
is a good
your
time to buy.
realtors know about these programs. Make sure you are working with a knowledgeable and experienced realtor. Iván Delgado.
Gracias, gracias.
Mhm.
Bueno, voy a traducir
Sí.
rápidamente lo que dijo él, porque es un buen momento para comprar. Sabemos que los intereses están altos, pero la gente, algunas no quieren comprar ahorita, quieren esperarse que los intereses bajen. ¿Y qué va a suceder otra vez? Que van a hacer que los precios de las casas vuelvan otra vez vuelvo a repetir esa palabra, una locura, una competencia que no para, donde va a haber 20 gentes compitiendo por una casa, cuando usted puede comprar ahorita, que está un poco lento para algunas personas, porque nosotros estamos bien ocupados, puede comprar cualquier casa que usted vea a la venta, incluso hasta el momento nos ha tocado que los vendedores están pagando hasta el 6% de gastos de cierre, 4% de gastos de cierre, incluso bajando los precios, incluso haciendo reparaciones para los clientes que las pidan. Entonces, es un muy buen momento, como dice él, siempre puedes refinanciar, pero ya tienes tu casa, ya compraste la casa que tú querías y todavía con las rebajas que pidieron, y ya puedes refinanciar al interés que estés en aquel momento y ya ganaste un equity sobre esa casa. Entonces, okay.
Perfect.
Well, thank you everybody, to all the viewers for the questions. Do we have any more questions coming in? No, looks like we're good on the viewer audience questions. Thank you for participating. Any questions that you guys have?
Those were some good questions, by the way.
Yes. Hey, could you tell us
100%.
how come somebody apply with you? You have an application, an app?
Absolutely. Yep. So our online application, hands down, that's the fastest way to get pre-approved. Or if you're trying to refinance or take equity out of your home, cash out. Easiest way, if you go to reducedfeemortgage.com, you'll see a big glowing button on there that says apply now. And if you click that, you'll be able to fill out that online application within about 5 minutes per person. So.
Please repeat your website and spell it out. People, take out a pen, paper, write this website down. Eric is 1 in a million as far as lender goes, as far as programs go.
Oh, guys, you're making me blush.
My clients love him.
Well, I hope you are blushing, because I'm not just impressed.
I literally am blushing.
I love it. And
I
not
was
only
just saying that, I actually am.
Yeah, not only are we impressed by the service that you provide, Eric, to us as professionals as well as our customers, but we love your rates. So please not just give your website, spell it out so people can write it down.
Yep.
Or
So
put it in your phone.
www.reducedfeemortgage.com. So reduced, REDUCED, fee, FEE, mortgage, MORTGAGE.com.
And we ask all people to spell out their websites, not because the viewers don't know how to spell. We just want to make sure that you still know how to spell.
Put me to the test.
I'm just kidding.
And I'll say, guys, if online applications aren't your thing, we're here for you, not the other way around. So, again, just give us a call, 651-994-9494. And if you just want to have a preliminary conversation or maybe just ask some basic questions that you want to work through, we're more than happy to do that first. So don't feel like you have to jump right into an application. We're happy to answer all your questions, and we can do an application over the phone if that's more suitable for you.
And your phone number?
Again, 651-994-9494.
And let me tell you, people, he has the lowest rates in the whole state of Minnesota. If somebody wants to compare...
Hey, you would know. You would know. You have a lot of customers.
I know.
Well, I'll say this. Okay, so I got to give definitely some transparency here. So as a broker, we are a small percentage of the market. We're 1 out of 5. I believe the actual number we just hit, which is our all-time high since like 2009. We're at like 22-point-something% of the market as a broker. Guys, so if you're not going to use me, at least use a broker. And I just want to throw that right out there. I'm in support of the broker community as a whole. Obviously, I would love you to use us, and it would be my honor if you did use us. But if you're not using me or you're not calling reduced fee mortgage, at least make sure you're using a broker. Otherwise you're doing yourself a disservice, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, make some phone calls. Be an advocate. We are going to help be your advocate, but number one, you need to be your own advocate. So make sure that you're working with smart lenders, smart realtors, people that have experience. My name is Amber Rose. I have been in real estate since 2009, currently specializing in commercial leasing. We do have some commercial buildings that we have for sale in 2023. We would love to offer those opportunities to this network. I have an awesome listing on University Avenue, right? It's in St. Paul. It's right between Minneapolis and St. Paul. This is a great opportunity for small business owner. Maybe you're looking at doing a retail shop.
Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool. What's most important about this one is it's an income producing opportunity.
It's a building?
So yeah, correct. There's 7 tenants in the building. So you could be an owner operator, meaning operating your business, having other tenants help you pay your mortgage every single month. And again, you don't have to have all the cash up front. Talk to a smart lender, put together a plan. And I think in real estate, it's literally a phone call away.
What is the price?
The price is $1.575.
And it's a retail shop, right?
There's
mixed use, yeah.
It's mixed use. There's 4 apartments upstairs and then 3 commercial bays on the basement. It's right on University Avenue.
Wow.
But no matter what it is, whatever your commercial needs are, we are literally here to help you.
And I'm gonna add one thing
That's
to
a good
what
one.
Amber just said. Really important point. Owning the real estate as a business owner is huge.
100%.
Because I'm not an accountant. I can't give tax advice, legally speaking. But the one thing I can say safely is that tax law was definitively written for real estate investors. Mm-hmm. And yet tax laws have changed a little bit over the past couple of years. I'm not going to get into politics. I'll steer clear of that. But tax law is written for real estate investors, guys. And if you own a business and you can own the underlying real estate that you're dwelling in, there's some huge tax advantages to that.
And lenders love that as far as like small business lending. If you can purchase the asset that your business is going to operate in there, it's going to make those conversations with the banks a lot easier. Trust me, they love it. I've had the conversations. I encourage you to look into it. And again, don't be intimidated. Real estate 2023, make it part of your plan. Come sit with us, have a conversation, talk with our lenders, and talk with Iván Delgado.
Bueno, antes que nos vayamos, quiero decirles de este edificio que está vendiendo Amber Rose. No es una super oportunidad, está en San Paul, en la University. Tiene 4 departamentos, pero aparte de abajo tiene 3 locales comerciales. Wow, es que no está, wow. How much is the price again?
$1,575,000.
$1,575,000. Pueden vivir arriba, rentar las otras 3 unidades, más aparte tener 3 tiendas ahí abajo.
But remember, it's an income producing asset. So you're purchasing a building and the building is essentially paying you back.
The rent rolls are net positive.
Correct.
Wow.
100%.
It's in a good location too. Ok, llámenos al 612-578-9762. Yo aquí les ayudo con la traducción si no hablan inglés, pero este edificio, a ver si me pueden ver, está súper bien para aquella gente inversionista que quiera vivir en una de las unidades, rentarse otras 3, más aparte tener 3 tiendas abajo, de lo que usted quiera. Bueno, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, yes.
Yes, and we see each other. We see you tomorrow. But volveremos otra vez a la radio en una semana para hablar con ustedes. Si ustedes tienen dudas acerca de cómo comprar una casa, refinanciar, ya vieron que es el momento, gente está refinanciando, bajando sus pagos mensuales. Si quiere comprar su segunda casa, tercera casa, lo que sea, o propiedades comerciales de inversión, nos puede llamar. Otra vez, your phone number.
One more time, so 651-994-9494. You guys, thank you so much for having me again. It was an absolute, it was a good time.
You can buy a house in January, right?
Absolutely.
There's still time.
I'll tell you, it's a little bit of a fallacy. It's a little bit of a misnomer that in Minnesota, everybody automatically hibernates and doesn't do anything. That is not true. I've had some of my busiest months with people buying homes through December and January. You know, we're crazy busy right now. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. And, again, doing what other people aren't doing, right?
People are planning right now. So the only
while they're planning, you need to execute.
I know. The only thing stopping people is literally sitting down with us or calling us and getting the resource, get the answers, get in play.
Yeah. Listen. I have to say an example. For example, I have a friend who her rent payment, it was close to $4,000, right?
Yeah.
She's buying a brand new construction, right? paying less than her rent. Okay, right now,
quite a bit less.
yes, a lot less. And she been getting down payment assistance.
Yep, that was the 100% financing
Yes,
program.
and she couldn't believe that.
And she is getting about $17,000.
Yeah, she couldn't believe she can buy a house. Just talking to me, you know.
And
like,
guarantee, because the viewers brought it up today, the anxiety behind real estate, like most people are anxious. Even the most experienced people are anxious when it comes to real estate. Take away the anxiety. Come have a phone call. Like that person was anxious right away. And then they saw the results, and that's extra money in her pocket every single month.
She wasn't planning to move. She was planning to keep renting. When I said, oh my God, look, you are going to pay less money buying your own house, brand new. It's a beautiful house.
Yep. I'm going to add one more statement to that. Obviously, we're not saying any names or anything along those lines. And she's a beautiful, lovely, wonderful client. We had a bankruptcy, though. It was only a couple of years ago. That did not stop her from qualifying for the 100% financing. So be aware. Don't have preconceived notions. Talk to us and ask. We have programs that will allow 1 day out of bankruptcy, whether it was a Chapter 7 or a Chapter 13. We have programs that will allow 1 year out of foreclosure. So bottom line is don't make assumptions that you don't qualify. Just reach out and ask, and we'll let you know. And if you don't qualify at this particular time, we're going to tell you what it's going to take to create a roadmap so that you will qualify, whether it's 3 months or 6 months or 12 months down the road.
Si usted ha sido negado el préstamo en algún otro lugar, puede llamarnos, siempre podemos ver todas las opciones que hay. Él tiene muchísimos bancos, muchos programas que la verdad no tengo tiempo de hablar acerca de ellos, pero como él dijo, tiene un programa que si saliste de la bancarrota hace un día, él te da un préstamo. Si perdiste una casa hace un año, él te da un préstamo. La gente puede comprar. Aquí el que no puede es porque no quiere. Entonces, feliz Navidad, próspero año nuevo. Gracias por escucharnos. And thanks for coming. It was really nice.
And thank you to the Latin Evolution team.
Oh, yes.
For hooking us up today.
Behind the scenes. Isaías.
The best in the business. The best in the business.
Seguimos trabajando todos los días. Estamos de lunes a domingo. Nuestro equipo de Realtors está dispuesto a ayudarles. Trabajamos en todo. Nosotros, si usted quiere comprar casa en otro estado, pueden llamarles aquí a mi amigo. O quiere comprar una propiedad comercial, que esta está buenísima. Si quieren más información, llámenme, yo les mando la información para que lo puedan ir a ver. Aquí puede usted vivir de los ingresos de la renta de sus departamentos y esa propiedad comercial que no tiene ni que trabajar.
You should give the address of the property one more time. People can look it up
1910.
1912 University Avenue West. And if you just go to University Avenue RE, universityavenuere.com. That's all the information right there about this asset. I'm happy to answer any questions for you or get you in contact with the lender to chat with.
Sí, entonces llámele, está aquí en la University Avenue West en San Paul. Mi teléfono 612-578-9762. Feliz Navidad. Your phone numbers again.
651-994-9494. Look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you so much.
Am I on? Happy holidays. I give you a heart. Real Estate 2023. All your commercial needs, call me 612-207-8541.
Y cabe mencionar que Amber está aquí en nuestras oficinas en Chanhassen. Si tienen alguna pregunta, ella está siempre aquí. Pues le ayudamos con la traducción si necesita. What are your offices?
So we're located in Lakeville, but we're all over the place. I literally have employees all over the state and all over the country.
Hey, Eric, I need you to keep your eyes and ears open in Lakeville because I've got a client that's looking for a second generation restaurant space. If you guys know of a second generation restaurant space, a restaurant that went out of business that's looking for a new tenant, get a hold of me right away. We're looking in Lakeville, Rosemont, and Lakeville and Rosemont. So if you guys know any restaurants that went out of business, get a hold of me right away. I have people that are wanting to open restaurants in 2023. So you guys can be my boots on the ground. I'd love the referrals.
Nice.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming. You have to come back.
Yeah, I would love to come back. Yeah, let's do it again soon.
Bye.
All right. Thank you so much.
It was a good one.
Yeah. It was awesome.
No,
That's right.